Saint Pope Paul VI, Shepherd of Renewal and Dialogue. This reflection is prepared by Father Aube Francis, pastor at St. Jude Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. Saint Pope Paul VI, born Giovanni Battista Montini on September 26, 1897, in the town of Concesio near Brescia, Italy, was a towering figure of the modern Catholic Church. Coming from a devout and socially active Catholic family, his father, Giorgio Montini, was a lawyer, journalist, and member of the Italian Parliament, while his mother, Giudetta Alghisi, was known for her deep piety and dedication to charitable works. Giovanni's upbringing in this vibrant household left a lasting impact on his spirituality, social conscience, and intellectual pursuits. Despite frail health, Giovanni Montini pursued a rigorous education. He studied in Brescia and later in Rome, eventually earning doctorates in canon and civil law. He was ordained a priest in 1920 and soon entered the diplomatic service of the Holy See. For 3 decades, Montini served in the Vatican Secretariat of State, working closely with two popes, Pius XI and Pius XII, during some of the most turbulent times of the 20th century, including World War II. His quiet, efficient service and deep intellectual acumen made him a key advisor in Vatican diplomacy. In 1954, Pope Pius XII appointed him Archbishop of Milan, Italy's largest and most industrialized diocese. There, Montini became known as the Archbishop of the Workers, as he actively sought to reconnect disaffected workers with the Church. He ventured into factories, dialogued with labor leaders, and promoted Catholic social teaching. His time in Milan highlighted his pastoral sensitivity and desire to bring the Church closer to the modern world. In 1958, Pope John XXIII elevated Montini to the College of Cardinals. As cardinal, he became an important advisor and was deeply involved in the preparations for the Second Vatican Council, Vatican II, which aimed to renew the Church's engagement with the contemporary world. After the death of Pope John XXIII, Montini was elected pope on June 21, 1963, taking the name Paul VI, a name that signified his missionary and apostolic vision for the Church. As pope, he steered the Church through the latter half of Vatican II and brought it to its historic conclusion on December 8, 1965. His leadership was crucial in navigating the tensions between reform and tradition. One day before the council ended, he and ecumenical patriarch Athenagoras of Constantinople made history by revoking the mutual excommunications of 1054, a symbolic and monumental step toward healing the great schism between the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. Paul VI continued to reform the Church internally while extending its outreach globally. He increased the number of cardinals and ensured that many nations received their first representation in the college, demonstrating his commitment to the universal Church. In 1964, he established the Permanent Observer Mission of the Holy See at the United Nations, reinforcing the Vatican's role in promoting peace and justice on the world stage. Paul VI also became the first pope in modern history to travel extensively, visiting 6 continents to show solidarity with the faithful and bring the message of the gospel to the ends of the earth. His 7 encyclicals addressed urgent theological and social issues. Among them, Ecclesiam Suam 1964 emphasized the Church's role in dialogue with the world. Populorum Progressio 1967 championed economic justice and development for poor nations. Humanae Vitae 1968, his most controversial encyclical, reaffirmed the Church's teaching on the sanctity of human life and the moral use of birth control. His apostolic exhortation Evangelii Nuntiandi 1975 became a landmark document on evangelization in the modern world. In it, he passionately wrote that the Church exists in order to evangelize, calling every Christian to be a witness to the gospel in word and deed. Another important work, Marialis Cultus 1974, encouraged renewed devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary in a way that is biblically grounded and Christ-centered. St. Pope Paul VI died on August 6, 1978 at Castel Gandolfo and was buried in the crypt of St. Peter's Basilica. His beatification took place on October 19, 2014, and he was canonized a saint on October 14, 2018, during the pontificate of Pope Francis. Lessons from the life of St. Pope Paul VI: Fidelity and Uncertainty. Paul VI led the Church during times of immense upheaval. He teaches us that faithfulness to Christ and His Church requires courage and humility, especially when facing division or controversy, dialogue, and unity. His efforts to reach out to other Christian communities and world leaders show that dialogue, not division, is the path of true Christian discipleship. Love for the poor and marginalized, whether advocating for economic justice or ministering to workers in Milan. Paul VI reminds us that love for the poor is central to the gospel. Evangelization with conviction. Through his travels and writings, he challenged every Catholic to be an evangelizer in everyday life. Balancing tradition and progress. Paul VI exemplified how to embrace change responsibly while holding fast to the eternal truths of the faith. A question to meditate: how can I be an instrument of unity and a witness to Christ in a world that is often divided and searching for truth? St. Pope Paul VI, pray for us.